Hi guys, this is Stanley from Value Invest Asia, the financial media platform that helps you cut through the noise of the market and really shows you what to focus on when you're researching in the stock market. This week, we have something extremely special for you guys. Across this week, we're going to show you a few video series that's going to share with you actionable ideas that we have come up with in our VIA club, and also share with you some of the tips on how to create a portfolio that truly lasts the stands of time and also help you grow your wealth in the long term. And the main idea of really creating Value Invest Asia really comes from a problem that we see among many investors, that investing can be extremely complicated. With so many things to monitor, it is extremely hard to know whether you are making the right decision or wrong decision when you're investing in the stock market. And especially in this time of age where we are all strapped for time, spending so much of our energy and effort into finding the right stock to invest in is really difficult for most of us. And that is why we really want to help investors solve that issue. And by creating Value Invest Asia, we try to cut through the noise of the market. We let you understand most of the things that you hear on financial media news. Maybe 80% of them are just noises. And we want to share with you what you should really focus on when you're researching on a stock. And especially within VIA Club itself, I actually share my entire portfolio with our members, and including a weekly analysis on my own research on what are the companies that I'm focusing on, what I think of the market will do in the next few months or years, and what are the biggest trends that I'm seeing in the market, right? I personally have become the personal analyst for hundreds of our members within our VIA Club, and they actually have a direct access to me to be able to ask questions within our forum and also within our private Facebook group, which is real time, and they can interact with me real time. We have regular Facebook live event where they can chat with me directly and ask some of the questions that they are really on their mind at the moment. Just recently, we have a great chat on how the development of the trade war between US and China might affect some of the portfolio that we are focusing on, some of the stocks that we are focusing on. And so through the VIA Club, it really helps investors to save time and to learn from a great wide range of investors within our group, hundreds of them in fact, and also help them to at least have a reference portfolio, my personal portfolio, and letting them understand how I go about managing my portfolio, and even having a trade alert for them that every time I make a trade, one day before I make a trade, I actually blast out to let them know what stock I'm selling, what stock I'm buying, so that they can make the trade together with me. For those of you who are new to Value Invest Asia, I'm actually one of the co-founders of the company, and I have actually worked in the finance industry for many years. In my previous life, I was actually an engineer, and I took a career change after enrolling in the CFA program, and I really went on to work in both the fund management and also fund advisory investment advisory side of the business. And I was very fortunate that through my investing and through learning from many great investors, that I have been able to grow my portfolio over the past decade to more than 7 digits today. And within VIA Club, I actually share all this research and everything that I personally know and have learned in investing with hundreds of our members. And it's so grateful to have great members who constantly help one another to improve in our investment skills and also share ideas together. That's basically what a community should be. I have gotten extremely wonderful feedback from them over the years to help me improve the services and also allow me to be more confident and more certain that what we are doing here at Value Invest Asia, and in particular in VIA Club, has truly helped members and bring value to everyone. In fact, some of them have actually been kind enough to write testimonial to our service. Cheng in particular, he has mentioned that VIA Club has provided great insight and viewpoint, and he really loved my personal style of stock collection mentality in building my portfolio. So thank you very much, Cheng. And also Mr. Tak has shared with us that VIA Club is really a great platform to share and learn from people who came from different backgrounds and discipline and have different investment methodology, and he would really highly recommend it to anyone who wish to learn more about investing in great company. So thank you so much, Mr. Tak and Mr. Chang. And today I really like to share with you one of the investment report and research that I have done within VIA Club. I would like to share them with you, which is why I think that Walt Disney Company is one of the media company that we should be seriously looking at. As you guys know, the media industry has really been under attack for many years now, and because mainly with the rise of internet, and the choices now are almost limitless when we come to finding entertainment from just basic media platform like YouTube, Facebook, Netflix. We have so many avenue to choose from, and traditional media company is really under stress. We can see that our local media company in particular is really under stress because now that we can get access to media consumption all over the world. So in fact, they have suddenly been competing in the local market, but now suddenly everything has become a global game. So all the media giant in the region has really been struggling. Even in Hong Kong, TVB is struggling, and even locally, like SPH and also Media Prima in Malaysia has been struggling for many years. But that does not really mean that media company has no future. After all of us have always been attracted to great content, and there's going to be no shortage of demand for great content and great storytelling. The problem is now only the best of the best will survive, because it has become a global competition instead of a local one. And I think when it comes to storytelling and when it comes to creating great media content, no one has really done it better than the Walt Disney Company. Why? Mainly because we are able to see from the history that they have really been able to create great movie franchise, both in animation and making movies as well. So from your Toy Story from Pixar, or from your Frozen from Disney Animation, and even Adventures from Disney Studio, and also Star Wars. And in my opinion, I think Walt Disney really is able to create a wonderful business model around creating this great franchise. And it is not really just about making great movies. Definitely making the great movies and making a hit film is only the first step. And Disney is one of the few companies that I have seen that sort of have a manufacturing approach when it comes to creating and monetizing its IP. And creating a great movie franchise is typically only the first step. With a successful movie, Disney is able to create like spin-off of television series into their television network. That's because it owns the Disney Channel and also ABC Network, and now with the acquisition of Fox Network, they have a wide range of television network that they can do spin-off from their great movie franchise that allows them to monetize the show even further. And also secondly, they're able to license that IP into consumer products or even games, like recently launched Star Wars games by Electronic Arts. And have you seen the Mickey Mouse coach bag before? Or maybe even a Star Wars tower in one of your local department store. So all these are great way for them to monetize their IP even further. And not just that, from a very successful franchise, Disney is able to build theme parks around it as well. They have done it with many of their movie series like Star Wars, or even their animation like Cars. And they are able to repeat that just over and over and over again because they have theme parks all over the world. And Disney really have the creativity to now create successful IP out of the blue. We have seen that in their recent release like Zootopia or Frozen. These are animation films that previously does not exist, and now they are one of the highest grossing animation of all times. In fact, when you look at the top 10 grossing animation of all time, Disney actually fills up 7 of them. And sure, like all company, there is ups and downs, and Disney being a company that has been around for so many years, they have definitely seen bad times before. But what is interesting is even during this drought period where Disney has not been able to create the next successful franchise, they have shown that they have the firepower to acquire some of these new up and coming studios through M&A. In the very early 2000s, when technology is shifting fast and a new form of animation is emerging, Disney was unable to follow suit, and Disney animation really lose out on its edge because it is still stuck in the old two-dimensional form of animation and telling a lot of traditional Disney princesses story. But at the time, a new animation studio has come up, and a few of them in fact, and starting to create 3D animation with richer storyline. And one of those very successful studio is actually Pixar Animation, a little studio owned by a man who has just been kicked out of his own company, Apple. And that man is actually Steve Jobs. And Disney would later realize just how important Pixar animation is, and finally decide to acquire it for 7.4 billion in a full stock deal. And that deal makes Steve Jobs the largest shareholder of Disney at that time. Much bigger stake than the Disney family themselves. And Disney over time has done that over and over and over again. In 2009, they actually acquired Marvel for additional 4 billion, and this has resulted in the very successful adventure franchise that follows suit. They have been able to do that by creating new movies about some of the 8,000 superheroes within the Marvel universe that we have not heard of. They have done that again in 2012 with the acquisition of Lucasfilm for another 4 billion, and they have reintroduced the Star Wars franchise again to an entire new generation of audience. And very, very interestingly, this year Disney has actually done their biggest deal yet, a merger with 21st Century Fox for 71.3 billion, and that includes buying a suite of TV networks, movie studios, and other successful franchises like Avatar, X-Men, Ice Age, and even The Simpsons. Yeah, that's right, Simpsons is now under Disney. And so today, all this amazing IP is part of the Disney empire that includes the Marvel superheroes, Star Wars, Planets of the Apes, even Pirates of the Caribbean, The Simpsons, Toy Story, Finding Nemo, Zootopia, Frozen, and many, many more. However, you might be thinking that there are definitely some risks with Disney as well. One point in particular is content distribution seems to be changing, and new streaming services like Netflix is really causing a lot of disruption in the industry. Cable television network is losing out, and Disney, having owned many of the cable television channel, is definitely affected as well. But one of the more optimistic point is Disney is changing as well. With the acquisition of 21st Century Fox, they have been able to consolidate their control over a Netflix rival in US, which is Hulu, and they are in the works of launching their own streaming service, Disney Plus and also ESPN Plus, two niche online streaming services mainly aimed at family-friendly content for Disney Plus, and also live streaming for sports for ESPN Plus. In fact, Disney has hinted that it is looking to cut out all its content on Netflix and then making them exclusive only through their own streaming services. So that could be a big threat for Netflix in the future as well. So Disney is really a company that has sort of mastered the art of creating, producing, and monetizing great content. And of course, even though distribution method of content might have changed, but at the end of the day, people everywhere are still attracted to great stories. So as long as they are able to create the next great compelling story that all of us would love to hear about or view, then definitely I think Disney is a company that the best is yet to come for them. So this is actually a short summary of my full report on the Walt Disney company that I've done for our VIA Club members, and they are able to see many of such analysis and reports within our VIA Club. And I think by creating these weekly reports, it really solved one of the biggest pain point of investors, which is that we are all strapped for time and it's very hard for us to find the time needed to research on the company that we're interested in. However, having said that, I think that in investing, it is one of the great tools for us to build our future earnings power. And if you think about it, if we're already spending 8 to 9 hours working on a job, working for someone else, helping that person make more money, and shouldn't we really spend some of that time as well on ourselves and improving our investment skill so that we can build our future earnings potential? Because at the end of the day, we have to understand there's always two streams of income for everyone. We have our active income, one that we are really earning by exchanging our time for money. However, this stream of income is really limited and there is just so much time we have in a day, and it is not sustainable because we will grow older and sooner or later we will run out of energy to trade more time for money. But our second source of income can be more powerful, and that second source of income is our passive income, where we can really let our money earn more money for us. But in order for us to create this passive stream of income, we really need to maybe spend the time and to ensure that we have built the right foundation, that we have the right investment skill and the right investment mindset to build that passive engine in the first place. And I realized from my own experience that the more effort that we spend now in creating this foundation and making sure that it is strong and stable and solid, the less time we'll need to worry about it in the future. And through time, this stream of income can actually, and very, very highly possible, it will surpass our active earning as well. So this is really what I want to share with you guys on our first video series for this week. And the full report on Walt Disney Company can be found within our VIA Club for all our members. And within our weekly reports, we not only provide reports on companies that we are analyzing on, we also provide research on some of the risks we should avoid. And in our next video coming up in 2 days time, we actually takes you through one such risk, which is on why I think we should be really avoiding investing in telecommunication company at this point of time. We'll share with you what are some of the hidden risks within the telco industry right now and why many investors might not be aware about them yet. So that's it from us. I love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Disney, or if you have any question about VIA Club, do comment down below. Or even if you have some stocks that you're looking at and you want to discuss with us right now, share your thoughts with us below and let's discuss and have a conversation. Till we meet again, invest safely.